The art of listening in our very frenetic world often feels like it's a dying art. My name's Antoinette and I go live every Sunday and just share with you whatever has been percolating on my brain in the past week or so. And actually this whole thing about listening, the art or the skill, actually I call it the gift of listening, is something that's really close to my heart. A couple of weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago, a friend of mine called Jason sent me a clip to an animation that he'd worked on previously, and it was all about listening. And it's something that's never far from me. A lot of people come to me to be listened to, and sometimes I'm good at it and sometimes I'm really bad at it. And so I spend quite a bit of time thinking about what could make me a better listener. On top of that, I spend time yearning to find listeners for me as well. It's one of those, age old adages, who cleans for the cleaner, who listens to the listener. And I'm very blessed. I have people in my life that are my go-to people, but it's always a rare gem when you find someone else that just seems gifted at this thing, at this really key thing of listening. I think the world's crying out for more listeners, and I think it's a skill that all of us can learn and get better at. This skill is useful in every single facet of our lives, from our work life to our home life, in our relationships with our children, with our neighbours, and it seems that it is both a simple thing and yet so complex. So my friend Jason actually did an animation based on another of his friends' musings and thinkings. And his friend said that there are 5 things that we need to listen to when we have someone in front of us trying to present whatever it is. And I wonder if you agree. It'd be really interesting. I was intrigued that they said that there are 5 things that we need to listen to. I would also argue that we need to listen with those 5 things as well. So let me run you through what they are. The first thing is that we need to listen to their lips. We need to listen to what they say, but actually even deeper than that, what words are they using, what tempo, what pace, why have they chosen that particular phraseology? And so as we're listening to their lips, as we're listening to the words that are coming out of them, I also think that with our lips, we just need to shut them, and nothing needs to come out of our mouths until we have fully engaged with that person and they have run out of steam. That's often something that we're quite poor at. We try and listen, and at the same time we're triggered by what's coming out of their lips and we just want to get our point across. No, a good listener will listen to all of the nuances that that person is verbally saying and then keep their own thoughts to themselves. Even better, well, I guess that moves on to the next point really, even better in terms of their head will just empty out what's going on in their head. So the second point that these guys came up with was that we need to listen to a person's head. We need to think about what are the questions behind the question or the comment. What's the stuff behind it? What are they really trying to say? What are they really trying to get out? And I think, ironically, in order to understand that, once they have run out of steam with our head, we can dig deeper into their head by asking questions, by teasing out what they meant, by echoing back to them what you think you heard from them. Again, notice at this point we're still not putting in our 2 pence worth of what we think, what experience happened to us, what similarity we can think. None of that. Fully focused on that person. That's only 2 things. So what have they said and what's in their head? What questions are behind the questions that we should be asking? The third is listen to their heart. What are the emotions that are coming forward? What emotions are they trying to express? If you're something like me, it takes me a long time to really tap in to my emotions and what's going on. And I often need that to be teased out of me. What are the underlying things to the words that are coming out of their mouths? What emotions are they? You can sometimes see anger, joy, sadness, regret, all of those things. Pull those out of an individual. And again, with your emotions as you listen. What emotions do you need to bring to the table to enable that person? Sometimes if something really impacts us, we may need to just hold back our emotions to allow space for the person that we're listening to allow space for their emotions to come through. Sometimes we need to empathize with them and join them in their emotions to help them see or feel that they've been validated, that they've heard that maybe if something really awful that they're sharing with you, that you feel the weight and the impact of that too. But again, it's not about bringing our weight of emotions to the table. It's about leaving space to hear their heart and for their emotions to take up the majority of that space. The fourth is their eyes, and their eyes, to listen to their eyes. It's this analogy of thinking about what's their goal in telling you this and asking you to listen. What are they hoping for? Where are they trying to get to as they sit in your space or stand in your space and implore you to listen to them? What's their goal in this subject? And again, with our eyes, as we listen, we should be taking in the whole of that person, not just their lips, not just their head, but what's their body language, what's their energy levels. Again, looking and listening with our eyes as well. And the last is their feet. And so their feet is an analogy for what foundations are they standing on? What assumptions actually are they bringing into this conversation? What do you need to further understand? What's gone on before that is maybe making them present in a particular way. So what assumptions do they bring to the table? What are they standing on? But equally, as you listen, what assumptions are you making? What is your history that you're bringing into this situation? And actually, do you need to park it at the front door, or do you need to get clarification at some point down the line so that your assumptions and your history are not impacting this person who is needing you to hear them? The gift of listening is massive. I know that in a work situation about a year ago, where my team kicked off in a major way, in the end, it took me to listen with all 5 of those things about me, but actually to listen to all 5 of the things that they were saying, because what was coming out of their mouth was not quite the whole story. And if I just stopped there, which I did for a period of time, it caused chaos, it caused distress, and actually it didn't lead us to a solution at all. But when I hunkered down and started listening entirely to what was going on for them, head, heart, lips, feet, mind, with my mind, head, heart, lips and feet, the whole situation changed. So I would just really entreat you to get your listening groove on, to think about how can you better improve your listening skills by listening to the five things of another person with those 5 things in you. What value will that give to an individual? Even better, who are your listeners who listen to you with all of those 5 things going on: head, heart, eyes, feet, lips? How does that make you feel when somebody really, really gives you time, airspace to just get it all out? Let's give the gift of listening to each other. And let's see what that does. How does that change your corner of the world by you being a better listener and you seeking out better listeners? I'd love to hear your comments below. And to all the people that listen deeply to me, you know who you are. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and I will see you next week with whatever has been bubbling over in my week so far. Take care all. Have a great one.